Well, I just wanted to do my first YouTube video showing off my horror collection, which isn't much, but I've always wanted to do a YouTube video showing off my meager collection, so here goes. Got Cannibal Holocaust, Just Before Dawn, the original Halloween, part 2, 3, 4, 25 Years of Terror, and I've only got the first 6 Friday the 13th because those are really the only ones I like, and I tend to only buy things that I like, so I keep my collection pretty concise that way. I do have his name was Jason. Night of the Comet, childhood favorite. Squirm, got Hell Night, Return of the Living Dead, probably my favorite horror movie ever. Even though I'm much more of a slasher guy, that is one of my favorite movies of all time. Sure why I have this, but The Howling, part 4 and 5. It's just a blind buy, I guess. Texas Chainsaw, the beginning. One of my other top 5 favorites of all time, The Thing. I've got the Code Red Madman DVD. I Spit on Your Grave. Just the bare bones, I guess. Happy Birthday to Me, which I really don't like that much. Another of my top 5 favorites would be The Blair Witch Project. And another top 5 would be Don't Answer the Phone. I really love that movie. I've got parts Wrong Turn 4, 5, and 6. I've got the first 3, but somebody borrowed them and I'm gonna never give them back. Oops. Got the Let's Scare Jessica to Death. Another criminally underrated movie that needs to be talked about more. Bloody Valentine, Vampires, which is a great atmospheric movie. Original Texas Chainsaw. I just have bare bones of almost everything. City of the Living Dead, of course, it's a must. There's another one that hasn't talked about much is Humongous. Pretty good slasher. That's Psycho 3. This one's called Backwoods. It's just a blind buy. It's pretty crappy. Last House on the Left. Alice, Sweet Alice, which is just a wonderful movie. Love to see that on Blu-ray. That would be one that I would upgrade. The original Fog. Not a big fan of that one for some reason. Beyond the Darkness. That doesn't get talked about enough. Probably one of the sickest movies you're ever going to see. It's up there with Cannibal Holocaust as far as gore. Italian, of course. Psycho 2. Night of the Living Dead 90. This is another one that's... This case does not look like the original VHS case, but this movie's so bad it's good. Probably one of the best and so bad it's good movies ever. It should be talked about more. Got Vacancy, which I really like that movie a lot. Shining, of course. That's one I might upgrade to Blu-ray. Creepshow, another top 5 favorite. Comfort movie, comfort horror. The Strangers, which I think is pretty good actually. Actually very scary in a realistic way. Night of the Living Dead Part 2. I'm not sure why I even have that. I don't like it at all. Blair Witch Project Part 2, which I think is a pretty good movie actually. Not as bad as people say it is. Got Phantasm. Kind of just bought that because it's required reading, I guess. Original Slumber Party Massacre, which is one that I definitely upgraded to Blu-ray because this is one of my favorites. Sentimental favorite. So I've got 2 of those. The Hitcher, which I grew up in those days when that came out, and I just really think that's a pretty, wouldn't really call it a horror, but I keep it in my horror collection. Vacancy 2, I mean, not that good, but I really was a fan of Vacancy, so I knew it wouldn't be as good, but I like the whole idea behind the movie. The Hitcher remake, which I bought by accident. I was thinking I was going to be getting this Hitcher, but I ended up getting that, so I ended up having both of them. Swamp Thing. That's one that I remember as a kid, a young, maybe under 10-year-old, really liking, and when I bought it on DVD in my 30s, I really thought it was pretty crappy, pretty stupid. But Camp Slaughter, that's really just a B movie that I think I just might have bought that on a whim for like $1. The Burning, which I think is just, might be blasphemous, but I really find The Burning to be very overrated. I just don't like the movie at all. I really don't like the movie that much at all. It's very well made, but I think maybe that's why I don't like it. It's because it's a little bit too well made. You got The Howling, which is another childhood favorite, but when I watched it as an adult, I just didn't like it as much as I did then. And I have a very meager Blu-ray collection. I'm just getting into Blu-rays at the moment. So here are my Blu-rays. They're very concise. I only buy what I want, what I like. But I've got The Prowler, and The Final Terror, which I think is excellent. I'm so glad that I've got that. It's Scream Factory. Final Terror, that's a very underrated movie. Just picked this up, which is probably my bucket list item. Bucket list buys, Nightmare. Paid about $37 for that, which is pretty cheap actually. Because they go out of print. That's an extremely underrated movie, slasher movie. Slumber Party Massacre, of course. This was my first, I think that was my first Blu-ray I ever bought. I just had to have, I just have such a soft spot for that movie. They're just the original. Can't stand the sequels, but just had to have that. I had to have The Final Terror too. I just recently picked up Aliens last week. And I did get Maniac a few months ago, and this thing will not play at all. The disc looks perfect, but it just will not play in my player. I was very upset by that, so I might have to rebuy that. Technically, I've only got 5 DVDs that play. There's a 6th. I'm gonna definitely preferring to buy Blu-rays. Once I had a Blu-ray, I or saw the quality of a Blu-ray, I definitely would rather just buy Blu-rays over DVDs, unless it's just no other way around it. And I do have one other item that's I'm very proud of. That is the Sleepaway Camp box set. This is the Red Cross edition. This thing is very rare. Probably worth a lot of money. But that's basically not my entire movie collection, but that's my horror collection, which is the most important to me, of course. I know it's not much, but they're what I like, and I think 95% of these are pretty standout movies. Maybe not 90, maybe 80%. But these are all movies that I buy because I like them. I don't buy just anything. I'm not going to buy every movie in a franchise. I just buy the ones that I like. This was my first YouTube video. I know I'm talking low and maybe it sucks, but I guess you got to put your toe in the water sometimes. Thanks for watching.